Should you avoid the iPhone 11 in 2024? That's the question we are going to answer in this video. The way I see it, there are two big concerns I would have if I were getting the iPhone 11 in 2024. The first of these would be the battery life. The iPhone 11 at this point is over 4 years old. If you use the phone very lightly, for example some social media browsing and a few phone calls, this phone should last you a full day. But add to that a session of gaming, some camera use and video calls, and the phone will need to be plugged in at least once during the day. This was also evident from the few battery tests I did with this phone. Now while the phone does charge wirelessly, I do miss MagSafe support. This is something that bothers me, but you might not care about it at all. But what you might care about is the camera. If you are getting this phone purely for camera purposes, you won't be disappointed. I have recently made a few camera comparisons of the iPhone 11 against the iPhone 12, 13 and 15. And in most scenarios, the iPhone 11 does really well compared to newer iPhones. The colors, dynamic range, skin tones, contrast and details are pretty accurate. Suffice to say, in good lighting conditions, this phone will not let you down. The ability to take really good portrait shots and selfies is also a nice touch. Even the video quality is decent on this iPhone. But as is the case with a 4-year-old camera system, you do miss out on a few current gen features such as a telephoto lens or the 2x zoom of the iPhone 15, the lack of cinematic video and photo profile modes, and the lack of advanced image stabilization. What you won't miss out on is a better ultra-wide camera since all later iPhones share the same sensor with minor changes. In the end, if all you need is a main camera that takes decent photos and videos in a pinch, the iPhone 11 should be it. But if you need a camera system that's more capable, well, in that case you'll have to shell out more money and look further. But you won't have to do that to subscribe to this channel. While battery life and cameras play a deciding role in getting this phone in 2024, other important factors that shape the overall experience of using this phone shouldn't be overlooked. Like the display. Of all the videos I have made on the iPhone 11, one of the most made comments is about the phone's bezels. Yes, they are relatively huge and one of the lesser good parts about the phone, but do these matter that much? Honestly, no. Even though the display is LCD and has thick bezels, it is still good enough for 90% of the people. Although I do wish it was a bit brighter in direct sunlight, but I think you can probably live with it. Performance is also a non-issue on this phone. The A13 Bionic chip is still doing a great job and doesn't make it feel like a 4-year-old iPhone. Day-to-day apps such as Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, etc. are all smooth to open and scroll. The same can be said about gaming as well. I've always said performance on older iPhones is never an issue, and I'm happy to report the iPhone 11 doesn't let me down. Another non-existent issue is the software support or the lack thereof. This phone should get iOS 18 and 19, but as expected won't get any of those new AI features. And you know what? That is actually fine with me. As long as some basic features make it to the phone, I'm good with not getting any AI features. Who knows, maybe this phone could get iOS 20 as well. That's to say this phone easily has 2 to 3 years of life left before Apple stops updating it. And now to answer the question I raised at the start of this video, should you avoid the iPhone 11 in 2024? See, if you want a phone with a good main camera that still takes decent shots and videos, you shouldn't avoid the iPhone 11. If you want a phone that just has a decent display, good performance and software support for 2 to 3 years, you shouldn't avoid the iPhone 11. But if you want a phone with a much better battery life, a camera system that offers a bit more, and a display that's less bezels and more brightness, well then you'll have to look further. Honestly, in 2024, the iPhone 13 is the best iPhone to buy. It's at this perfect sweet spot where it isn't too old and has enough features to justify the extra price tag. I will review that phone soon, so subscribe to the channel and I'll catch you all in the next one.